I come before you today more angry than hurt. Once again, our kids in this district have been pawns for people who could care less about their education. This is the same storyline. However, I am here to write a new ending. Even if it includes pulling back the covers on the corruption that has plagued Pleasantville for decades, then so be it. It appears that a failing district is very lucrative for some. And if you stand up and you say, "Not on my watch," all of those with personal agendas band together to remove you. So you're right. Enough is enough. Pleasantville's children and families demand and deserve better. In my short time here, which is actually 14 months, I have encountered eager students, dedicated professionals, and supportive families, all of whom want to build a district in which they are proud of. This district, for far too long, has been distracted from its core mission, the academic and personal achievement of its students. As a Pleasantville community and family, we will come together, return pride in our schools, and continue to rise. But unfortunately, there are forces who rather push their own agendas instead of ensuring our students are educated properly and have all the resources and supports they need to be able to compete globally. I have been a target since it has been determined that I cannot and will not be bought. I knew what this meant. The attacks on myself, the attacks on my family. But you know what? My integrity remains intact. The derogatory flyers have no bearing on my life. So let's be clear, no bearing. It's a shame that the same playbook for years is being played once again in this district. It only shows the ignorance and the continued failures of an organization who thrives off of intimidation, attacks, to only bully those professionals into doing what they want to be done. There's no coincidence that this district has had over 20 superintendents in 24 years. Let me say that again. Over 24 superintendents in over 24 years. That's due to intimidation and bullying. You get fed up, you leave. The reality is, an organized group refuses to relinquish control after decades and allow educators to do what we were hired to do, and that's educate the babies of this district. So I'm here to tell you that that money train stops. It's out of service. I'm calling on the Attorney General's office and the FBI to investigate why individuals within and outside the Pleasantville community will prey upon the school district's resources and ultimately its children. These same individuals are the puppet masters behind the decisions that some of our board members make. This criminal organization has orchestrated trying to get me erased and terminated, despite having a perfect evaluation just 3 months ago, achieving all 5 of my merit goals in less than a year. Despite me putting Chromebooks into 100% of our students' hands, closing that digital divide. And the list goes on and on. So my achievements in such a short time speaks volumes. And the fact that I was not a hired puppet, and I cannot be bullied or intimidated into compromising who I am, who my mother raised me to be. So why so much interest from these people? Why is their mission to rid the district of a highly affected superintendent? Why would these same board members ignore growth and progress and move to Rice and terminate a superintendent at the demand of an organized family? Is it because I truly care about the students and the staff successes? Or is it because simply I can't be bought and I won't be controlled by anyone's personal agenda? I am an advocate for students and all things right, period. I will continue to affect the future in a positive way every day of my life. And I can't think of a better place to do it but here in Pleasantville. God has gave me an assignment, and God will see me through the end. Every day I walk into this campus, I have an army of angels and ancestors by my side. I won't quit. I won't be intimidated. I won't resign. I'm here to stay. I will not be moved, no matter the attacks, no matter your flyers, no matter your yard signs, no matter all the negativity you put out in the lies. I'm here to stay. I will remain here. Until God says, well done, it is time to move on. Thank you.
We're here from Philadelphia, and this is the first we've heard about any kind of tension between yourself and the school board. Can you give some specific examples, board members' names? I feel like that was kind of a bigger picture because people are familiar here, but we have no idea what the background is on
Okay.
this situation.
So absolutely, there is a organized family in the city of Pleasantville. Everyone in the city of Pleasantville is aware. They have helped with absentee ballots, getting certain people elected, getting certain school board members their seats. And because of that and their affiliation, those school board members or other politicians feel obligated to do what those particular family members want them to do. And I am not, one of those people. Right now, our board is split. We do have a faction on the board that represent that particular family. And then there is another part of the board who truly cares about, the students of this district and moving this district forth and continuing to do what's right, for children in the community.
You mentioned some flyers. So have there been public attacks made about you, and why are they against, what you've been trying to do here?
So that's a good question. So I would say you would have to ask them why they are, why they're putting, out these flyers. But what I can assume is that I'm doing the right thing. When you stand up for what is right, you're attacked by these individuals. I have been subject to very degrading flyers, where not only has my values been questioned, but what I stand for has been questioned.
Was there specific issues that you took a side on that they were not happy with? And that's
Oh, absolutely. So coming into the district as a new superintendent, I saw there were many different issues that needed to be addressed. One, I had some serious concerns with how our business department was being ran. So because there were some discrepancies that myself as well as my staff uncovered, I then ordered a forensic audit. I ordered a forensic audit that didn't sit well with many people. We had some people resign because of our forensic audit, and then came the attacks. Right now, our district is still undergoing our forensic audit, but thus far, it has uncovered at least $400,000 plus of money that should have come into this district and remained in this district that is problematic. There is a solar farm that the district is supposed to be drawing funds from. However, we receive a bill on a yearly basis for $400,000. So there are many things that need to be formally addressed in this school district. So that is why I am calling on the Attorney General and I'm calling on FBI to put the politics aside. It's time to stand up for what's right. Don't worry about, your election. If you are truly for your constituents, you're gonna do what's right. Don't worry about those absentee ballots. You need to do what's right for your community. And I stand on what's right.
Can you talk about, there is a petition that was put out, and I know that the state monitor has forwarded that to the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office. Can you
Yes.
talk about the 6 members who supposedly signed that to have you rise?
Well, it was actually 5. There was 5 members who did submit a petition for me to be riced. Currently, the prosecutor is looking into that particular document because it is the belief of a few people that some of the signatures on that document was forged. Under administrative code, in order for a superintendent to be riced, you either have to be riced directly by the board president or by a majority of the board. So the majority of the board would consist of 5 members.
And can you also talk about, there has been some allegation that you may have been, there's some discrepancies on your resume?
Yes.
Can you address that? Because I know that you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the attacks from a member very close to that family was that I misrepresented myself on my application and my resume. That is not the truth. My attorney did forward a document to the board solicitor as well to those board members, so they are aware that that information was incorrect. My attorney has also issued a cease and desist letter to those board members, as well as a tort claim naming not only the board of the Pleasantville School District, but as well as particular board members for those defamatory things that they are putting out.
But now there was an administrative investigation though at your previous school, correct? And there was a termination that followed?
There was a settlement agreement when I left there, so therefore I can't discuss that.
Okay.
Dr. Lee, could you also attest to the importance of buying into the vision and growth of this district versus the negative aspect that continues to plague our district, even from previous years before you came here, and how you helped to clean up a lot of the mess that was here prior to you getting here?
Okay, great question. So myself and my administration has been very intentional in changing the climate and culture of the district. Coming into this particular district, I met with all our department heads, all of our principals, various stakeholders within our community and our students to find out ways that we can improve our district and things that they took issue with. And what I found was the morale was very low. There was a lot of retaliation. So staff members felt, beat down. We have amazing staff members, amazing teachers in this district. However, after a while, if you continuously are beat down, when you are retaliated against because you stand for what's right, because you want to take a stance and make sure that the students sitting in front of you in your classroom have adequate resources, it becomes a problem. So I made sure that my administration did not resemble previous administrations. I have an open door policy. My administration has an open door policy. We are grounded in research, in facts. We are not the romper room. We don't get into the gossip. We are very strategic in our planning and in our focus. So all the negative attacks are a distraction.
And could you talk about the state monitor? Is the last day's today, I believe?
Correct.
How are you guys able to do that? Because it seems that other districts aren't able to get the state out.
Right. Our community did it. Our community came together and felt that it was a need, that they say enough is enough. We had not one state monitor over the years. We had 2 state monitors. And frankly, with having monitors in our district, there were still many things that occurred that should not have. So the community felt that it was important for us to take back control of our district. They felt that it was time to do that because they believed in myself and my administrative team. And we have shown the community that we are very competent and that we are able to run our district effectively, use resources appropriately, and truly do what's in the best interest of our students to move them forward in life.
And do you believe that while the state monitors were here over many, many years, that there was any kind of path given to the prior administration? You kind of went out on your own, you're saying, but did you see that happen where they were giving what they're supposed to do, which is where you are along the path and getting toward not having a state monitor anymore? It seems that there's no real rules that they follow, in other words, the state monitors.
The state monitors are and were, regulated by administrative code. Unfortunately, that administrative code is very broad. So because that code was very, broad, there were, some things were not as defined as it should have been. So my job coming in was making sure that we, tried to build the best relationship possible with our state monitors, but also at the same time advocate, for our students in our district when we knew that maybe some of their decisions they were making were not, in the interest of our district.
Contact with the Attorney General's office yet about this?
I have not. I do plan on contacting them today, but I'm sure they'll be in contact with me after this conference. I have been in contact with the prosecutor's office. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Seeing as there is none, thank you so much for attending our conference today. To our, parents, staff members, and our community